Hey everyone, so this here is my 1978 Ford Dentside F150 freewheeling package. I just bought this the other day, and so this is the new restoration project since I have sold my 1992 Ford Ranger that I had owned for a couple years. I ended up selling it in July and focused more time on fixing the Samurai that I have. That I'll make a video on that another day, but this is a walk around of the truck. It needs some work. Currently it doesn't move, it goes in reverse only. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to take the C6 transmission out and have it rebuilt. But I'm pointing out some things. How I knew it was freewheeling was the stickers on the side, the decals on the side. Back in the 70s they would have been more chromatic, but they've since faded. So it looked pretty cool. And then on the back right here, this was only for pace trucks and freewheeling trucks. So that was a day giveaway. And then as well as when I go around to the side and I open this door, the interior is a day giveaway. It was a freewheeling truck. So this seat is the silver, black, and red seat that's only in the freewheeling trucks, as well as the dashboard has the red or orange, whatever color you want to say that is, around the trim for the dash. And you can see the door panels right here also have the same look on the side as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood for y'all so you can see what's laying under the hood. Which it's gonna be hard to do this one-handed, so I'm gonna get it popped and I'll be right back. The hood popped, and you can see underneath is a 351M motor with the big block C6 or big block bolt pattern on the bell housing. C6 transmission. It's really just a 351 Cleveland, but they did some weird stuff in the 70s for the transmission. So it also has a Holley 2-barrel carburetor on it. I don't know if you can see that, but it also, this thing also does have working AC. So motor sounds good. It's just the transmission on it doesn't work the greatest. So it's missing one of the factory wheels, which I have a set of 4 that I've tracked down. But I think I'm just gonna order US wheels, Series 70s, because they look almost identical to this wheel. And the other ones, they're just really, really rough. And I can get them refinished, but I need to find a factory extra replacement for that before I get it fixed. I am missing a lug stud on one of the wheels. Before I do that, I'm going to show you everything on the outside that's wrong. So we're missing this lug stud right here that I have ordered at AutoZone. I have a carb kit ordered, as well as we have a little bit of rot right there. We have rot all down there. We've got rot that we're going to have to fix. And then up here is the worst part of the body rot, as well as there's some behind the seat. But everything on this truck can be patched and fixed. It's not terrible. They make patch panels for just about everything on this truck. So, not terrible, but I've always wanted an older Ford truck, F150 or bigger. And so, I switched it to wide angle now that you can see everything. So, it's got AC works in this truck, which is quite surprising because I've never once gotten an older vehicle from that era of time where the AC actually worked. But it starts right up, the motor runs good. I put a fuel pump on it yesterday because the parts store one that was on it just went kaploop on us. So me and my brother put a new parts store one on it, and it runs great. It's got really, really good oil pressure. As it moves up, you'll see. Well, after a minute it will go up because it normally has really, really good oil pressure. Yeah, you can see it's moving up now. But this truck has really, really good oil pressure, and apparently these 351s are notorious for having bad oil pressure. So that was pretty a plus. All the gauges work. This is not the wheel that I'm going to have on it. I'm going to try to track down a 70s Ford sport wheel with the Ford logo in it, we have an extra one, but I gave it to my brother because he had bought me a wheel for my Ranger, because I had bought it for my 92 Ranger, but it didn't fit on my Ranger. So I'm gonna let him still keep that one because we had a deal anyways, so it's whatever. It does have this crappy old Walmart whatever dual Bluetooth radio in it, which is fine, but I think I'm gonna put a retro sound one in here because I would like it to look as factory. The old owner, or somewhere throughout the years, they put the Confederate flag and the American flag right there, which eventually I'll probably take those off when I do the interior. But this truck's pretty neat. It's got the clock in the glove box door, which I don't know if that's factory. We haven't figured that out yet, but as soon as I get a Marty report done on this, I'll be able to tell what's factory. But if you can hear, AC kicks on, and it does blow decently cold. I mean, it blows cold for a vehicle from the 70s. Like, this is a 78, so like, it's not like cold like a new car, but it's cold enough where like I'd be comfortable driving this in the hot summer Texas heat. So this truck's pretty neat. It sounds healthy, and it's got an exhaust on it. Someone had put just a glass back, like cherry bomb glass back on it, which is fine. That's probably what I was going to do anyways, so it just saves me the work on it. I do need to do a little more work. It's going to need a new windshield because it's cracked, and which is fine because, you know, I've got to find one, and I might just drive it for a little bit. The crack's not bothering anything. It's probably been there for years. It's not in my line of sight. I'm not worried about it. Dash pad, they sell reproduction ones, so I'm going to order one of those soon and get all that fixed. I've got a lot of parts that I got to order. Starting with the carb kit is on order. We've got a wheel stud on order. I have tracked down a transmission for this truck, so I'll show you what it does. So I can put it in reverse, right? And it clicks into reverse. You saw the thing, and it has a little beeper on reverse, which I don't know if you can hear it, but it's got a beeper on reverse. So I can go backwards. Fine. The brakes are a little stuck. And you can see it has nothing in drive, like neutral, reverse obviously has a gear change. Neutral, it flips it out of gear. Drive, just nothing. And the transmission filter has been replaced. The transmission filter I replaced. I was gonna do the modulator, but I'm not sure if that's gonna fix it. I might try it because it's $32, and if I'm out $32, I'm out $32. You know, it's not a big deal. Before I go to transmission, because transmission's gonna cost me about $800 for another transmission in this. I've texted some shops to see who can put one in it. If not, if it's too expensive to have someone else put one in it and rebuild it, then we'll probably just give me a rebuilt transmission, and me and my brother will use my neighbor's shop to make videos and put a new C6 transmission in it, which I'm going to try and keep it a C6 automatic because it's a lot of work to manual swap these trucks. I'd love for this truck to actually be a stick. It'd be fun, but honestly, it's not worth the time and effort right now. Later on the line, I might put one in it later down the line. But it does have, I think when my brother read the door tag, I think he said 273 gears in it. I know it has highway gears, and my brother told me it's going to be very, very light. It's going to be slow, but it's going to get great gas mileage, which is great. It's cool. I really bought this truck because I kind of like the look. It was kind of cool. It's really cheap. I got a good deal on it, and it ran. And I didn't want anything where the motor didn't run. I care less about a transmission. Transmissions are easy fix. Just, I didn't want to have to do a bunch of motor work. This truck ran. It was great. And so, brother sent me this truck. It was like, this one's kind of cool. And I'm like, you know what? I really like that. I honestly like the front end of this F-150. I've always loved the Dentside F-150s. I was more of a fan of 74, but 78 really grew on me in the past like 3 days since I got it. just really like these trucks. I've always wanted a single cab F-150 that's old and I can drive and have fun with. I have the 2004 over here, extended cab, which is my daily driver, but I miss having a single cab truck. I had one, a Ranger with single cab. It was great, I loved it. But other than that, it's pretty much the truck. I gotta order some new visors because that's missing a thing, unless my brother might have some, you know, that he'll be willing to give me. But like, the truck's pretty good. You can see the rot coming through there. And I'll show you the rot behind the seat, but I'm gonna turn the truck off. But if you go, hold on, I'm gonna put the camera down. Right, we're back. So you can see the rot. It's just this panel right here. So I just need to cut that out, put a new panel in there. It's got some, I don't even know if that's hooked up, but I think it is. Aftermarket, it looks like early 2000s audio system. And that's all gonna get changed. I have a plan for this truck. I'll probably run Sony stuff, Sony door speakers, Sony amps, Sony sub, and then either a retro sound radio or just a Sony single DIN head unit. Not a big deal to me. So that is my 1978 Dentside Freewheeling F150. It's pretty nice. I can't wait to start working on it, doing more stuff to it and fixing her up. I've got a lot of work to do. But first things first, we're going to get her driving down the road, and we'll do a nice burnout next video when we get it driving down the road, or as soon as we get it driving down the road. I'm doing a nice little long burnout down the road. So stay tuned to this channel.